Okay, morning, guys. Just want to talk you quickly through the few points that I've asked you. Now, I need you to take down each of these points into your copy, guys, because it kind of ends the Cold War and shows you how it came to an end. So, essentially, the Cold War reached its high point with the Cuban Missile Crisis, which we were looking at. Now, that scared both countries to the point where we know they signed agreements where they would stop testing nuclear bombs. But Russia started to struggle at that point. So you can see up here, the 70s and 80s, the Cold War was continuing, but it was never as bad as Cuba. And then 1985, the 80s, they got a new leader, Russia, and that's him, the picture on the right-hand side. He's noticeable for his birthmark on his head. He's called Mikhail Gorbachev. Now, he played a big role in bringing an end to the Cold War. And if we look at the next slide, we'll see he helped the Russian economy, which was really struggling at this point, and was close to collapsing. But as part of that, he said Russia would not get involved in their satellite states. The satellite states are the countries they took over after World War II. So Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, etc. And by doing that, he almost gave those countries freedom, which they took. And you see the third point there that October 1988, the communist government in Hungary, Poland, and all those countries that I've mentioned started to collapse. By that, I mean the people came out to the streets and wanted to get rid of communism, which they did, and they became independent countries, and Russia didn't stand in their way. You'll see a video here, guys, which if you go onto YouTube and you type in "tear down this wall," you'll see a video of it. It concerns the Berlin Wall. That was like the last emblem of the Cold War. It was still standing at this point, and America putting a lot of pressure on Russia to tear down the wall. Russia didn't, but the people did. And on 9th of November 1989, the Berlin Wall was torn down by German citizens. They came out into the streets and they literally tore down the wall block by block. You'll see a video there, guys. I'm not sure if you can copy it from here, guys, but if you type in Berlin Wall being torn down into YouTube, you'll see videos of it. Really, really noticeable event from history, and that ended the Cold War. That meant that now communism had collapsed in all European countries, which it would in Russia shortly afterwards. And the very bottom point is USSR falls apart. So a lot of countries get independence that were part of Russia. So Ukraine, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Georgia, loads of countries leave Russia, and Russia itself loses communism and it becomes a form for democracy, and Gorbachev himself resigns. But essentially America count this as a win. They won the Cold War because their form of government, democracy and capitalism, continues while Russia's communism collapses. And that sort of brings us an end to that topic, guys. I've given you my email address. It is on the OneNote calendar. Any questions about this topic, let me know. As you know, guys, I know we did it slightly in class yesterday. Know all three events: Berlin, Korea, Cuba. Know them well, but know one of them really, really well. Okay?